Hi there, I'm Construction Gamer and this is the UK mod showcase for Transport Fever 2. We've only got one train to feature in this episode, which is this Class 66 reskin, because we do have something a little bit different to look at and something really quite special and yeah, just really exciting to have in the game. But we're starting with this. This is the GB Rail Freight reskin pack for the Class 66 by, who's it by? By Fun Clive, the original Class 66 model by Tank Slapper, and this has every single GB Rail Freight livery that the Class 66 has ever worn. So I think we're pretty much getting towards a stage where we've got every single Class 66 livery available for the game. This is obviously a Cemex special one, so this will be for obviously a Cemex cement train of some description, but yeah, this is in the branding, and there are loads of others which we will take a look at in the workshop now as we've just passed it. Not the workshop, I keep saying workshop, it's the depot, isn't it? It's definitely a depot, that's the one. So we go down to these locomotives. It's got its own section, so we've got the original BR Class 66 is here, and you've do have a GB Rail Freight, but if you go to this one you can just see there is just tons and tons of ones available. Do have to scroll left and right just to be able to see them, not entirely sure. I guess it's because of the length of some of the names of them, but they're all correctly numbered and correctly named with their relevant GB Rail Freight paint jobs. So yeah, all of those going all the way down. That's the Cemex one we just had. They got a Biffa one, not the YouTuber but the waste disposal company, and yeah, there we are, GB Rail Freight livery pack for the Class 66. And who doesn't like a good shed? I know I do. But from trains, we're going to take a little bit of time to look at these new station modules by Selmy. So we've got this one here. First of all is the Euston station module, which was just released yesterday, which was Thursday, going by the day that I started to record this. So yeah, we've got the Euston frontage there, the main building on the front, and then you have modular roof sections. Obviously this isn't quite right because it's a bit oddly shaped and I've got side entrances, but you get the general idea. So you've got the lovely roof that belongs to Euston Station, and inside, if you want to, you can replicate the grimness, which is Euston Station platform level, if you want, within the game yourself. So there we go. So yeah, you can have side entrances and things like that, and you've got these two separate styles of roof as well, so you can recreate Euston Station quite accurately, and I'll show you how I've achieved this sort of larger roof section in a bit, but I just wanted to show this for a bit. We do have a little bit of a gap there, but I guess you're not really supposed to have any gap here. It's supposed to go from the main roof and then to this lower roof section, I guess. But yeah, it's even got the front building there, which just looks really, really good. But we haven't just got Euston Station, we do have another station as well. We also have the King's Cross station modules, which again just look really, really awesome. This obviously is the vanilla main building, but there are these roofs which are completely new with some stairs over bridges and elevators and ticket gates and everything, and it just looked really, really cool. So I've just matched the roof up with the curve of the main station building. I think, well, I'm not entirely sure if Selmy is working on the actual King's Cross buildings, but for now we've just got the platform modules to play with, and there's lots to do with these to make some really nice looking stations. So we've got the newer versions and we've got some older modules which we'll take a look at now somewhere else. So I've just put these two stations together on the actual build, but I think we'll go over to a plain bit of the map and actually take a look at what we've got in terms of the new station modules. So if you think you will have to subscribe to the King's Cross station modules for the Euston one to work, because basically the King's Cross section gives you the actual main station itself, the main station segments itself. So if we've just got, I'm going to place one platform, 240 meters long, just chuck that in there, and then we come down to here, and then if we go to configure, it does actually have its own section. It is just called King's Cross, but it does contain the Euston station modules as well. Now sometimes, I don't know if it's just because there's no platform segments, I'm going to delete the platform segments first of all, just to see. Yeah, if you come onto it for the first time without any platform segments, then you will just have these, but don't worry, you just have to put a segment down and you get the other options as well. So on this side I will put some of the newer modules down. So we'll do a big middle platform, and then we'll just chuck a couple of tracks down just so we can create a big station, because I want the the footprint to be quite big in order to get that different Euston roof section. So we'll chuck some platforms down here, some track rather, and then we'll go back to King's Cross, scroll down, and then we've got old ones as well. So if you starting a bit earlier on, you will have these available. I'm guessing these are available from the start. The actual King's Cross, the modern platforms, these ones aren't available until 1980, so these are just kind of the earlier ones. So we'll chuck those down. We'll put some down here as well. Okie dokie, so I've put all the platforms down. I should also mention before I forget, these are based on the NL station modules. Now I couldn't see in the comments if it says you need to have subscribed to the NL station modules for this to work, but it is based off of that. So you've got all the correct platform heights and things like that, which just looks better than the standard heights that you get. So we've got our station laid out now. We have loads of different options. So we have some modern steps here with the like escalator. Well, they're not like escalators, they are escalators, although they're not animated, which I'm sure it's just not possible within the game. And then we've got old stairs as well, but this is fully modular, so they will work together like so. And if I just place that down, you can actually delete the step as well. So I know you really wouldn't want this, it doesn't serve any purpose, but you can create an overbridge which goes right over the station like so. And then there are obviously facing different ways, and then you've got a two-way one there like so, and so on and so forth. But also included within this, there is this section here which has the lift, which I just think is awesome. So it's the King's Cross lift and stairs on the modern station, I'm guessing. So there we are. That'll go in there as well. It just all works together seamlessly and looks really, really good. And we'll just chuck some down there like that with the new. So yeah, you can see there it all works together really, really well. And then we do have underpasses. So again, we've got old ones with a bit of railing around the edge, and then we've got new ones which have escalators going down, and they're all fully modular. So if I come away, you'll see they're all connected together. So it all works in tandem, so you can have a bit of mix of the old and the new if you really want to. But as you just saw there, it does replace the texture on the ground with the older stone texture rather than the concrete of the new one. So you can see there the actual textures change. If we go back to configure, got some much more to kind of play around with. Back to King's Cross, we've got ticket machines, which is awesome. You can place those down. Some modern style benches, some older style benches, and then we've got an old waiting shelter and a newer version. And then if we come back down, I'll go over the building in a minute, but I want to look at the roof. So we've got older style roofs, which are these ones. So these kind of, not that one. These will create a gap in them like that. So it's like the NL ones because it's obviously based on them, but it puts a gap in so you can actually get down to the steps. The only thing this doesn't work with is the newer steps. So if you place it over this, or like over this lift one here, it will place the gap in the wrong place. So if you do have the new modern stairs and lift, then you need to place the new roofs. And if you do that, obviously you've got this nice and simple, but if you go to place it over the new modern stairs, it will do that, which just looks really, really cool. So if you come down, you'll see it completely works together and just looks really, really awesome. So it all fits within the roof structure, and you can create a really cool looking station. I think you could probably use this to create something a bit like Reading as well, possibly. But yeah, it just all works together. So if I put down the wrong segment there, it's just put two gaps in. It's probably because I've put in the modern steps next door to it, perhaps. It is putting two. It wasn't doing that before. Not sure why it's doing that, to be honest, but it normally does put the right number of gaps in. And then we have here as well, we've got like the steps, like the usual NL steps, but obviously made to look a little bit different, like so. And then if we come to this side, we can put in the modern ones, which have ticket gates, which is really, really cool. So I think if I'll just delete those, I think what I'll tend to do with that is perhaps put a new segment in first, just to create a little bit of a concourse, maybe even a little bit bigger, because obviously you wouldn't have people coming straight from the platform towards the ticket gates, because that would create a bit of a backlog, bit of a jam. So do something like that, and then if we can delete them, and then it gets replaced with glass railings. So yeah, just looks really awesome. And then if we come down here, I think what I'm going to do is create another concourse at this end. So we'll get the new segments, place them all together, place them all the way along here like so, and then I'm going to chuck on this building here, which is the Euston frontage, the front building, like so, and that will go on there. And it does have a passageway through it as well, so you can see there they will walk through the glass doors, just kind of walk through them. And similarly at the end here, there is no entrance. I don't know if there's supposed to be, if I've done something wrong, but they will come through here despite the wall being in the way. But you won't see that anyway once we put the new roof on it. What we need to do is go back to King's Cross, scroll across, and then what we want to do is, first of all, we can create like the smaller roof section. So if you put small sections in, it will create the like the shallower roof, let's say. But if you want that big roof section, then you do need to do a bigger span, which is something, how big's the span? So it's something like that. You'll have to put a nice big span in. So I'm guessing, I'm not sure if it's a single section. I haven't looked at the satellite image, but I'm not sure if it's a single or two of these sections together. But yeah, if you put that in, it will create that unique looking roof there with all the walls and everything in place. And then it comes down, you can see inside, although I'm not doing the best job here with the camera, but just showing you inside as well. Like so the possibilities are endless with all of these segments. They really are very, very good and fully functioning, all working together and just looking rather good. So yeah, there we are, the modern station segments. What do you call them? The Euston station segments and the King's Cross station modules as well, which can be used together to create some cool looking stations. So I think I'll come down here, just take a look at this. I know it's not accurate, but you still get a good idea of what you can actually achieve. But just one last thing before I finish. If you do want, if you want to use the Euston roof but you want a side entrance, maybe you don't want it to be super accurate, I just found that you have to put this extra piece of platform in. Otherwise, if you try and put these steps up against the wall, it will just have a wall. So first of all, if you want a side entrance, just put a station module in there like that, and then you can put the steps in and you've got a side entrance. And also these won't work with the vanilla ones or the UK ones. You do have to kind of use them on their own or with the NL ones, because you do get kind of glitching with passengers and things like that. Although having said that, if you do put the vanilla building on the side, it will, like the NL one, create some steps down. You just have to use all of these style segments together. Otherwise, I think because the vanilla platforms are lower, you'll get passengers entering the station at a lower level and then kind of they'll walk through the platform itself, like glitching through. So that's just a note. But if you do want to use this vanilla building, it will create some steps down to it like that. So there we are, that is the station modules. Really, really cool, love it. I'm going to be using these a lot in my new series when I finally start that, but I think I'll leave you with my little bit of Euston recreated here. Say until next time, bye bye.